and welcome to my April TBR. I cannot believe I'm making my April TBR. Where is the year going? I believe I say that every month. If you watched my March TBR, you'll remember that I am having a slightly shorter March reading period and a slightly longer April reading period. So prepare for this April TBR to be a little bit longer. I will try and go as quickly as I can. Yes, okay, let's start with April releases then, and I have already read some of these, so I'm going to talk about those. The first one is Sunday Lunch Club by Juliet Ashton. This one is out on the 19th of April, and I will link my review in the description box because I loved this book. It was fantastic, and I've just seen the finished copy of it, not the finished copy, actual physical copy, but the finished cover, and it's if this is gorgeous, it's even more gorgeous, and I believe I'm quoted in the cover as well. Amazing. Another book released on the 19th of April, which I either will have a video coming up for, or will have just had a video for this one, because I have made a video talking about this one, and that is You Meet Everything by Catherine Isaac. Again, this is just the proof copy, so this one is going to be gorgeous, definitely. And then another one which I have already read. Did I say that that one was released on the 19th of April? Again, these release dates are always UK release dates unless otherwise stated, and that is The Wildflowers by Harriet Evans. The ebook and the audiobook of this one are already out, and the paperback comes out on the 5th of April in the UK. Then let's get on with some more April releases. The first one is The Curious Heart of Ailsa Ray. This one is by Stephanie Butland, who is the author of Lost for Words, which was a massive hit last year. I'm sorry, this cover's just a bit too bright. That one is out on the 19th of April. Then we have Sam and Isla's Last Hurrah by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. You may remember that I'm a massive fan of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares and the 12 Days of Dash and Lily, so I'm very excited about reading this one, and this UK release is the 5th of April. Then we have Clean by Juno Dawson. I have read Juno Dawson's non-fiction books. I have not read Juno Dawson's fiction book, but I have heard amazing things about it, and if this is just the proof cover, I mean, how gorgeous is that? This one is out on the 5th of April in the UK. I heard about this book when I was at a signing for this author's previous book, and he made it sound fantastic, and so when it came up on NetGalley, I was like, yes, please, I must read this one. And that is Two Steps Forward. Oh my goodness. There we go. Two Steps Forward, which is by Graeme Simsion and Anne Buist, and she is actually his wife, and they wrote this book together. And it's very exciting, and this one is out on the 5th of April. Then we have The Corner Shop in Cockleberry Bay, and can you see that gorgeous puppy on the cover? This one is by Nicola, who is an absolute favourite author of mine. I have read everything she has written and loved, so you can head over to my blog, type Nicola into the search bar, and you'll find lots of her books reviewed on there. This one is out on the 9th of April. I did a cover reveal of this one on my blog, and I'm also on the blog tour for this one. Then we have a new Lucy Dillon. I don't actually have a copy of this one, so I'm going to have to try and obtain a copy, order myself one, and that is Where the Light Gets In, and this one is also out on the 19th of April. I haven't even read the blurb of this one, so I can't tell you what it's about. I'm just like, it's a new Lucy Dillon, I like it, I will. And then we have the third part in the Bella Osborne series, Ottercombe Bay. I've been on the blog tour for a couple of her parts of this one, and this one is out on the 5th of April, and this one is called Raising the Bar. This is the third part in a 4-part series by her. Then we have another part 3 in a 4-part series, and I'm so excited for this one, and that is part 3 of Random Acts of Kindness by Victoria Walters. Again, I've reviewed the first 2 parts over on my blog and loved them, and this one is out on the 2nd of April, so I don't have to wait too long for that one. And then the Wildflowers I have talked about, and finally out on the 19th of April as well, we have The Man I Think I Know by Mike Gayle. If you don't know, I am a big Mike Gayle fan. I do have some of his books on my shelf that I have not read yet, but I've listened to a lot of his on audiobook, so I don't know whether I'm going to read the ebook of it or wait for the audiobook. But how stunning is this cover? Like, I don't think this even does it justice. As I say, that one is out on the 19th of April. And then we have some other books that I want to get to. I have one here that I will probably get to whilst it's still March, but it's being moved from my March TBR to my April TBR, just so that I can get it in my, as I say, my March TBR only lasted 3 weeks. So that is Clean Break by Tammy Cohen, which is one of the quick reads, and I really want to read this, so I'm hoping to get like a morning or an afternoon to just sit down and read it. Yeah. That one was released in February, so I need to get to it because I really want to read it, and I know I'll love it, obviously. And then another physical copy of an April release. I'm actually going to the launch of this one, so it's very exciting, and that is Our House by Louise Candlish. And let me read you this again. I have read it before when I hauled this book, but in case you missed it. On a bright January morning in the London suburbs, a family moves into the house they've just bought on Trinity Avenue. Nothing strange about that. But then we open the door to the house. Oh. Except it's yours house, and you didn't sell it. So I just love this proof copy. I mean, look at that. How amazing is that? And this is the proof. So when I go to the launch, I'm going to get myself a hardback. I believe they're in hardback, this one. And this one is released on the 5th of April, so I need to get on that one now. And my proof is signed. So yeah, I definitely need to get on to reading this one. Yeah, another 5th of April release. Then I have some other books that I want to get to. I have a few library books that I have out the library that I'm not going to be able to read the physical copies of, so I've managed to obtain the audio copies of these ones, so you'll recognise a couple of these because they were on my March TBR, but I might still get to them in March, but it'll be my April. They're just being slid across. So the first one of these you will recognise, and that is The Bells by Donielle Clayton. I was very excited to see this author at her Denver event, but fortunately I won't be able to go now, but I will be listening to the audiobook of this one. Let me just remind you of the end pages because they're glorious. It's a map, just gorgeous. So I'm hoping I might be able to pick myself up a copy of this one and somehow obtain a signed copy because she's coming to Denver, and that would be amazing. Anyway, I'm still going to read it, so that's great. We're happy about that. And then one that I got out of the library that just came on hold, and now I'm going to have to take it straight back, which is annoying because I was really excited about reading it. And that is Hope Nation, and this is YA authors sharing personal moments of inspiration, and then it's got this gorgeous bit on the back here. So I mean, you can see all the different authors here, so it's a bit of an anthology but non-fiction, and so I'm looking forward to diving into this one. Some of these are like 10 pages, 7 pages, 9 pages, a bit longer, and they have these little blurbs at the start of each chapter as well, which is quite cool. So I have this now on audio download, so I will be able to dip in and out of this one. Another one I got out the library, but I've now managed to find on audio, which I'm kind of glad about actually, because this one is really quite chunky, but it does have pictures in. Look at those pictures, and actual photographs as well. I saw a photo in here. There we go. In case you can't tell from that, that is Vincent and Theo, the Van Gogh brothers, and I saw somebody talking about this one, and I was like, that sounds fab. I'm going to see if my library has it. And they had it, so I got it on hold. But now I'm not going to be able to read it, so I looked to see if they had it on audio, and they do. So I'll be able to listen to it. Yay. And then another one, which has been on my February and my March TBR, but now I have it on audio, so maybe I'll actually get round to reading it, and that is You Can't Spell America Without Me, which is a so-called parody by Alec Baldwin and Kurt Anderson, and has fantastic pictures in that Alec Baldwin has posed for. Oh my goodness, I nearly forgot about my buddy reads for this month. I am buddy rereading the Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella, and I am buddy reading those with Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany. So my TBR includes Confessions of a Shopaholic, Shopaholic Takes Manhattan, Shopaholic Ties the Knot, Imagine It Here, Shopaholic and Sister. I'm not going more than 4 books because I don't know that we'll get through more than 4 in the month of April, but look out for a video to do with these coming up from one of our channels or both of our channels very soon. Very exciting. I can't believe I nearly forgot that. So there we have it. I've kept it under 15 minutes. That's not too bad. So you see, yes, quite a massive April TBR. There are a lot of ebooks that I have to read there, and some audiobooks, and not a lot of physical books. It may change by the time I get to my April wrap up, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know. But yeah, April is going to be a longer reading month in terms of the time that I have to read things. So yeah, it's going to be like a 6-week month. I know it sounds mad calling it a month still, but it's just my reading month is a short March and a long April. That's what we're doing. It's up to me what I do with my reading. Yes, so if you've read any of these and you think, you know, you want me to get to them first, or if you love the sound of them and you want me to specifically do a video review of them, then please let me know in comments. I would love to hear from you. And yes, if you enjoyed this, obviously give it a thumbs up, spread the love, and yes, press that subscribe button. I would love to have you on board. I have some exciting videos coming up, so you'll be wanting those to slide straight into your subscription feed, so make sure you are subscribed. Thank you very much for persevering this long and watching this far in the video, and I will be back with another video for you soon, so I will see you then. Bye.